أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما كان لنبي أن يغل ومن يغل يأت بما غل يوم القيامة ثم توفى كل نفس ما كسبت وهم لا يظلمون أفمن اتبع رضوان الله كمن باء بسخط من الله ومأواه جهنم وبئس المصير هم درجات عند الله والله بصير بما يعملون صدق الله العظيم. Verse 161 of Surah Ali Imran, that whilst discussing some ayat regarding jihad, etc., of Uhud, Badr, Mufassirun will say that in the aftermath of the battle of Badr, some people, some munafiqun, they started saying that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or someone has taken some spoils of war. And afterwards, the spoils, the booty that's left over, that's distributed amongst all of the mujahidun. So some started saying that the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if they directly attribute it to the Nabi of Allah, then obviously they would be munafiqun. They said that perhaps the Nabi took some of these things away. Some riwayat show that it was a particular red shawl, or some say other things. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals the ayah, whether it be regarding that particular incident or whether any other incident. And it won't be specific to Badr or specific to any battle, but in general. That وَمَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَن يَغُلَّ, that if you are attributing this is actually a crime, if you are attributing this to the Nabi, then know that it is not possible for a Nabi to do something like this. Yani the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is such that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has entrusted what to him? Yani passing over the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From the samawat, from the skies, what will be the means of success for the entire humanity. This is a person who is intermediary between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you as people. Imagine the level of trust, of amana, that this person needs to have, this Nabi, a Nabi has, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would send nubuwwah to him. This is not just for our Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but all the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. That's why the Aqidah of Ahlul Sunnah, the very first thing is what? Ismatul Anbiya. That the Nabi cannot be one that is fallible. That he is ma'soom, he is infallible. Because you cannot entrust something of such a value to someone who will, number one, be fallible, and number two, purposely do khiyana and misappropriate and be untrustworthy in such a thing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that the Aqidah of Ahlul Sunnah will be, the ayat of the Quran al-Karim is saying that someone who has been entrusted with wahy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Quran al-Karim from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, such a person will misappropriate something as menial of something of the dunya, and especially something like a red shawl. This is impossible. مَا كَانَ لِنَبِيٍّ أَن يَغُلَّ. It is impossible for a Nabi to do ghulul. Ghulul literally means, or ghulul in this context, in the context of jihad, means for someone to take spoils of war, of booty, without the permission, or which does not belong to him. And in a broader sense, ghulul is for anyone to misappropriate any wealth that is not his. So a person misuses something which is considered to be an amana. This is something very important. That's not. This ayah is very applicable to us also. That it's not specific just to spoils of war. For example, there are certain things which have been made waqf, for example, for the masjid. Now something which is waqf for a masjid, it's only for the usage of the masjid. It's inappropriate for a person to come and start using this for his personal needs, for example. Or things have been left in the masjid or in any other place. Let's say, forget the masjid, say in your own office or in your own setting. That there is something as small as a stapler. Now those staples are supposed to be used for what? Things which have to do with your work. But a person now starts using this for other things. Now one is that the company is okay with it. If they are okay with it, they don't have a problem with it, then that's a separate issue. But if something has been specified for a specific cause, for a specific reason, that it must be used in this avenue and this avenue only, and now a person, just out of obliviousness or without caring about it, they start using in the wrong avenue, this is also a type of ghulul. This is also a type of misuse and khiyana that a person should not fall into. ما كان لنبي أن يغل ومن يغلل يأتي بما غل يوم القيامة. And whoever falls into this sin of ghulul, which we said again, misuse of things, that he will come with that at the day of judgment. Hadith of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that if a person stole, for example, a horse, then the person will come Yawm al-Qiyamah carrying that horse on his shoulders. If you stole something, then you will, and that horse will be neighing, meaning that a person, whatever you take, in front of everyone, a person will be exposed. The idea is what? That if a person misappropriates something of this world, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Yawm al-Qiyamah will expose this person and expose the mistrust that the person has done in this world. We seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protection from these types of things. ثُمَّ تُوَفَّى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. And each soul shall be given in full whatever it has earned, and no one will be oppressed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not oppress anyone. In the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there's one of two things, either fadl or adl. Fadl meaning the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, adl meaning the justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no third. Either Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admits us into His Jannah through His fadl and through His grace, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not, and that would be adl and justice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَفَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ رِضْوَانَ اللَّهِ كَمَنْ بَاءَ بِسَخَطٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَمَأْوَاهُ جَهَنَّمُ. That is the one who follows the happiness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala equal to the one who attracts the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning it's rhetorical, it's an obvious. And it's obvious that the one who attracts and follows those ahkam and those commands which bring the ridwan of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, happiness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will not be dealt with in the same way. Meaning one person followed all the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the other person, he continuously disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it be the sin of ghulul. And then if a person is being reprimanded, and if a person is being given retribution through Jahannam, how can you say that dhulm? How can you say that is dhulm? That is not oppression. These two people will not be dealt with in the same way. أَفَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ رِضْوَانَ اللَّهِ كَمَنْ بَاءَ بِسَخَطٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ وَمَأْوَاهُ جَهَنَّمُ. That doesn't make sense to you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deal with both of you in the same way? This person spent his entire life following the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you spent your entire life disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you expect the same? And that is absurdity for a person to expect that they should be dealt with how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will deal with those who follow His commands. وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ. And Jahannam is a most evil and woeful destination. هُمْ دَرَجَاتٌ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. That all of the people, yani whether it be Ashabul Jannah, people of the Jannah, or whether it be Ashabul Jahannam, people of Jahannam, everyone will be in different ranks. One person used to perform all the salawat in the masjid, first saf awwal takbir tahrima, his daraja is one. And a person who barely used to make it, or he was struggling with his fara'id, his daraja will be something else, his rank. Like this, in each command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more a person strives to follow the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the higher they go in ranks. So a person shouldn't settle for the lower ranks. Right? A person shouldn't say that as long as I just get into Jannah. No. Although that in itself is something great. But that's not what we aim for. Whenever a person aims for something, they aim for the highest. And then they fall in wherever they fall, and they end up wherever they end up. But a person's intention and their aim should be of the highest darajat. Hum darajatun inda Allah. Wallahu basirun bima ya'malun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most seeing, and this is not hidden to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That person says that I did so much a'mal, will my be taken to task or not? Yani for other people, if you do khidmah of people of the world, they may or may not see it. They may or may not come to know of it. that you served them, that you did something, such and such thing on behalf of them or for them, before in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah basirun bima ya'malun. If you did good, then definitely you'll see the retribution of that in the akhirah. And if you did evil, you'll also see the retribution of that. Make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the sabiqun, those that strive and those that are in the first ranks of Jannah. آخر دعوانا الحمد لله.